Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm back on my newer laptop, so same format as usual here on Thursday, here on Tighten Up Thursdays, here on Sports Fan Entertainment. Did I say here enough? I think so. Maybe one more? Nah, I think that's good. So, the headlines for this week for the Tennessee Titans, there are no headlines. As nothing has happened, there is no news, there is nothing going on. The only thing that is really going on is it appears that we will have an NFL season, so that is news in and of itself, but as it pertains to the Tennessee Titans, nothing. So no Jadeveon Clowney tidbits, no information on what's going on, nothing. So with that said, we can just go straight into the topic today. And if you have any questions we're going to have a very quick Q&A session. Go ahead and send them in, and then I'll address them at the end. And by the way, if you hear a beep in the background, it's my smoke detector, and the people aren't coming tomorrow to fix it. So if you hear the occasional beep, I apologize for that. Top 5 Tennessee Titans most likely to disappoint in 2020. Now, last week we did top 5 Tennessee Titans most likely to break out, to become Pro Bowlers, most likely to set the stage to come onto the scene. But this week we got to go a little negative. I mean, come on, you guys know me. I got to get a little negative up in here. So this is the perfect opportunity for that. Honorable mentions. Okay, we always start with the honorable mentions. Now, we are going to start with, actually, let's start with at the end of this list. Let's start with Derrick Henry. Now, a lot of people are going to put Derrick Henry in their top 5. A lot of people would say he had over 1,500 yards rushing last year. The year before, I want to say he also had about that much. You know, he's been on a tear lately. There's no way he can continue this tear. I think he has another 1 or 2 years of this production left within him, and I don't think that we have a quality backup right now. And, you know, that's going to lead me into Darrynton Evans. I'm sorry, I'm just not seeing it with Darrynton Evans. My thing is with him, when you get him in space, yes, he's fantastic. He can do a lot of things for you in space. He's able to have, you know, decent straight line speed. Does he have agility? Does he make a lot of people miss? I saw him making some cornerbacks miss, maybe some linebackers, but I don't think he's particularly elusive, especially at the NFL level. I don't see it. You need more than speed to me. A guy like Dre Archer, dude, this guy ran a 4.2 whatever. He couldn't do anything in this league. Now, he's skinny as hell. I mean, that's probably one of his biggest problems. And Darrynton Evans doesn't have that problem. But you need more than speed, and that's mostly what I see when it comes to Darrynton Evans. So I think Derrick Henry is still going to get the lion's share of the carries this upcoming year. And maybe he doesn't eclipse 5 yards a carry, but, especially with the investment in Isaiah Wilson on this offensive line, I still think Derrick Henry's going to be all right. Like, he's going to get at least 1,200, okay? If he gets less than that, then yes, definitely disappointing. But if he gets at least 1,200, I think we're all happy with that. I don't think that's a big disappointment. Taylor Lewan is possible, okay? I don't think he's going to struggle. I think he disappointed us a little bit last year, for at least the first half of the season, especially when Marcus Mariota was in. He was not looking like one of the top left tackles in the league. I mean, he should be the best left tackle in the league at this point. To be honest with you, he's being paid like he is. And before, the Houston Texans threw everything and their mama at Laramie Tunsil, but he was being paid like he was the best left tackle in the league. And if you look at his stature, look at his talent, look at when he was drafted, look at his development, look how old he is now, he should be the best left tackle in the league. Okay, 100% he should be. And, I'm not sure, with him and his penalties and his issues, being able to stay consistent on the field, there's still going to be some disappointment there. He'll still be good, but he's in the honorable mentions. Ben Jones. Now, Ben Jones ended up being the second-ranked Pro Football Focus center in the league last year. Wow. I don't know about that, but that's where they graded him at. He is getting older. This is a guy that we signed 3-4 years ago, and we all thought by the end of the deal, yeah, he's going to stink. And, we're nearing the end of the deal. So although he had a very strong year last year, maybe this is the year he disappoints us, and it's going to be time to move on and find a new center. Again, Darrynton Evans, I'm sorry. I think he'll be fine. I think we'll get him out in space. I think he'll come with 300 rushing yards. and it'll be, fun, and there's gonna be some nice plays in there. I don't really see it for this year. And then Kenny Vaccaro is possible because this strong safety position for us, it's always been a revolving door. Okay, for years, ever since Chris Hope. Okay, we hope that we find a strong safety and we can't find one. So one that lasts. Kenny Vaccaro has been good, but you get the feeling that the clock's kind of ticking, and Amani Hooker could be replacing him very shortly. So with that said, now let's get into the top 5. In my number 5, Ryan Tannehill. Now, this is no Ryan Tannehill hate for me. Okay, let me be clear. This is no Ryan Tannehill hate for me. He's going to be good. Listen to me very clearly. He's going to be good. Will he be MVP level like he was last year? I'm not sure about that, but I think he's going to be very good. I think he is right next to Kirk Cousins. I think he and Kirk Cousins are the same level. I think they're so similar, especially and you look at their trajectories of their NFL careers. Now, the difference being Ryan Tannehill was drafted 8th overall in the 2012 NFL draft, and Kirk Cousins was drafted in the 4th round. But there were 2 men who ended up starting for their franchise. One, actually, and Kirk Cousins took his team to the playoffs. Ryan Tannehill almost did, and they got injured for the last 3 games in one season, but I'll kind of give him that. And the teams they were with did not surround them with enough talent. The Redskins did not surround Kirk Cousins with enough talent. The Dolphins did not surround the Ryan Tannehill with enough talent. As soon as they left, the teams got worse, and they got better, okay? Kirk Cousins is better now, more productive with the Minnesota Vikings, and Tannehill is more productive and better with the Tennessee Titans. Kirk Cousins was very good last year. He even kind of touched the MVP debate, just a little. He tapped it. He would go up and just tap it just a little bit around week 12, 13, 14. Never a serious but he would just tap it. Passer rating was over 100 last I checked. I'm pretty sure it had to finish over 100 because it was like 106 for most of the year. So I'm sure it finished over 100, maybe even 105, and was very good. That's what I would expect from Ryan Tannehill. But, you'll have those moments where you're like, okay, he's Kirk Cousins. He's Ryan Tannehill. Is he top 10? You can put him there. But whenever I see some people saying, oh, we got a top 5 quarterback here, solidified top 10, 100%, I'm like, okay, maybe slowly roll just a little bit. I don't know about solidified top 10. I wouldn't go there. And then you even see with solidified franchise quarterbacks, with a guy like Matt Ryan, who is a solidified franchise quarterback, who is a top 10 quarterback. Most people would agree, and have agreed on that for the last decade. Matt Ryan will have bad years, okay, for his standards, and mediocre years for NFL standards. Well, he'll throw 21 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. You'll be like, what the hell was that from Matthew Ryan? And then he'll have an MVP year like he had in 2016. That is very possible. Matt Ryan does this. Matthew Stafford does this. Phillip Rivers does this. Kirk Cousins did this. And that's where I put Ryan Tannehill. That's his range. Okay, I don't think he's Russell Wilson range. I don't think he's Patrick Mahomes range. I don't think he's Aaron Rodgers range. I think he's in the range of Rivers, Stafford, Ryan, where year to year, they could have a down year. You'll still say, that's a quarterback, that's a franchise quarterback for you. But he could have a down year. So that's why he's number 5 on the list. Okay, number 4 on the list, Malcolm Butler. And this is a huge year for Malcolm Butler because if he doesn't perform this year, he's gone. He will be cut from the Tennessee Titans because after this year, his contract allows him to be cut from this team and to alleviate the salary cap for the Tennessee Titans moving forward. This makes him a prime candidate to be a cap casualty after this year. He has to step up. He has to hold down this cornerback position. And honestly, I think he has to give us almost Pro Bowl level play, especially with Christian Fulton coming. Either that or Christian Fulton is going to have to be a huge bust where we say, okay, no, we can't move on with Christian Fulton. We can't start him yet. We need Malcolm Butler right now before we just chart out Christian Fulton. But with Christian Fulton, the 2nd round draft pick out of LSU, if this guy comes in and he performs, oh, Malcolm Butler is gone because they're going to say, okay, we want Adoree Jackson and Christian Fulton for the next 5 years. And then that's going to be the game plan moving forward. Okay, so Malcolm Butler, definitely number 4. He's been a disappointment thus far. He hasn't been terrible. That's been awful. Certainly has not been worth the contract, what is it, roughly $12 million a year, of which we gave him when he came to Tennessee. He's going to have to live up to this contract. Logan Ryan was paid $10 million, $2 million less a year, way more valuable during his stint than Malcolm Butler has been during his. Malcolm Butler is number 4. Number 3 is Adam Humphries. And Adam Adam Humphries, this is a case where, yeah, we could have kind of a free agent bust here. It kind of feels like a Rustin Webster signing, where he's not a bad player. But the fact that we paid this guy, and look, at the time, look, I'm desperate sometimes. You know, we got deep into free agency. What year was that? This was the past free agency. 2019 free agency. We were getting deep in there, and I just wanted anything. And we signed Adam Humphries for 4 years, $36 million. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, you know, whatever. You know, this is the going rate for wide receivers. But then all of a sudden you start thinking about it. Oh, wait. We paid $9 million a year for a slot wide receiver. I don't know if we should have done that, okay? Especially considering the fact that last year he only gave us 375 yards. Now, he was injured for a number of games last year, but what did Adam Humphries do last year, people? I mean, what did Adam Humphries do? He literally would just go 3-4 yards, do it out, and then catch the ball and then go out of bounds or fall to the ground. There was no explosiveness. There was no big play. There was nothing that said $9 million a year for Adam Humphries. There was nothing that said that. So the fact that this guy's getting paid that much money, with A.J. Brown showing what he showed, and this guy plays in the slot. You know, this guy comes down and he plays in the slot too. He plays in the slot often. With Jonnu Smith, you know, Jonnu Smith, yeah, he can play inline tight end. But then Anthony Ferguson, he goes to the slot too. He doesn't play a lot of inline. So we have guys that move around. Adam Humphries, when you put him outside, he's not been making many plays for us. He can run a slant out there. That's about as best as you can hope to get. You can ask him to run a corner, but is he going to he can get some separation. Can he actually come down with the ball consistently? So Adam Humphries right now, he's definitely, the first year was disappointing. Without a doubt, and you look at the years to go, we still got 3 more years of this contract. Now, they can get out of it after probably this year for a decent cap casualty. I haven't checked the numbers on that. But, you know, for right now, Adam Humphries has been a bit of a disappointment. So he needs to step up right now, especially because I look at the situation. It's so unfortunate. Look, a lot of people are talking about Corey Davis. Oh, we need to let go of Corey Davis. Screw Corey Davis. Forget about Corey Davis. Well, Corey Davis gave us double what Adam Humphries gave us last year, especially when you consider Corey Davis and what he does in terms of run blocking. Adam Humphries is no run blocker. Corey Davis at least gives us run blocking. So when Corey Davis goes to the market and he gets, let's say, $12 million a year, that $12 million a year is going to be way more valuable than the $9 million Adam Humphries. And I'm going to look back and say, wow, we really shouldn't have signed Adam Humphries. That was not a good strategy for us. So Adam Humphries, number 3. Number 2 would have to be Vic Beasley. Now, this was a Rustin Webster signing. Okay, this has Rustin Webster written all over it. I was not a fan of this signing, you know, and this is currently May 21st, 2020. Okay, it is still possible. Some would even argue likely that we will sign Jadeveon Clowney. And if we sign Jadeveon Clowney, this changes everything. But as of this moment, Vic Beasley is scheduled to be a starting outside linebacker for the Tennessee Titans. This is not a good thing. Yes, in 2016, that is now 4 years ago, Vic Beasley led the league in sacks. He's done nothing since. He's been awful, actually. He's terrible against the run. He's inconsistent against the pass. And he's been in a 4-3 system. Now he's coming to a 3-4 system. Is this a better fit for him? In ways, sure, but he's had a hard time even learning the system he's been in. Now you're throwing him in a new system. Mike Vrabel has had an ability to work with players like this. Sure, you know, he has the linebacker background to him. He's worked with outside linebackers in Houston and even here and has gotten them to have success. But, you know, signing Vic Beasley to the contract that we did, and essentially, I mean, people, signing Vic Beasley cost us Jarrell Casey. I mean, that you can look at the numbers, and that's what the numbers tell you. Signing Vic Beasley cost you Jarrell Casey, and that's just not a fair trade-off as of this moment. And even if we sign Jadeveon Clowney, that's still not a fair trade-off. Vic Beasley is number 2. And even if you look at that 2016 year, again, he had, well, I want to say 16 sacks, roughly. Maybe it was like 15 and a half, you know, but let's say 16 sacks. And he had like 18 quarterback hits. Like, all of his quarterback hits were sacks. And then you look at the next years, all of a sudden he's not getting lucky anymore, right? He was able to be just falling into the right place at the right time in 2016. And then you saw in the Super Bowl, they needed Vic Beasley to show up. He couldn't show up when they needed him to show up. So Vic Beasley is number 2. And then number 1, Nate Davis. Okay, because this is the guy that I look at in this entire list where I say, okay, he could be benched. Okay, I don't look at Malcolm Butler saying, oh, he could be benched. Like, he could be third cornerback. He could be slot corner. He's not going to get benched. Vic Beasley, I don't think he's going to get benched. And we don't have no one to bench him for. Unless if DeAndre Walker walks off of the street, off of IR with a cast on his leg, and all of a sudden he's able to do something. We don't really have a viable outside linebacker, maybe Camilo Correa, but I mean, come on. So he's not going to get benched. Adam Humphries, he ain't getting benched. We don't have a wide receiver right now outside of the top 3. I like Khalif Raymond, don't get me wrong, but come on. No one's going to get benched. Nate Davis could get benched. As now, Isaiah Wilson has been added to the fray. Now, especially Isaiah Wilson, that guy, I think he's a right tackle. I mean, the guy is huge. 6'7", 300 pounds. If you look at him, he looks like a tackle. Could either he or Dennis Kelly move inside? Yeah, it wouldn't be a perfect fit, but let me tell you, Nate Davis right now, I'm sorry, I'm putting him in the Chance Warmack, Jeremy Putasi category. Okay, that's the region, that's the category of Tennessee Titans offensive lineman I'm putting him in. Okay, where I don't know what to expect from them week to week. They look like busts to me. Okay, now let me think of an offensive lineman we've had that actually improved. Quentin Spain, but even Quentin Spain was decent off of the bat. Nate Davis was horrible right off of the bat. And yes, in the later half of the season, he improved. But was that more a byproduct of Jack Conklin getting better and Ben Jones getting better? Like, everyone in the offensive line improved. Nate Davis, I just never really saw Nate Davis moving the pile. I never really saw Nate Davis really impressing me, and I even looked back to his college tape at UNC Charlotte, and I never really was impressed with him physically. He doesn't really have the big NFL build. He compares poorly physically to a lot of NFL guards, and you just look at his play, and you just didn't see enough. And that's why, again, last week I was talking about potentially going out and signing Larry Warford, the former right guard of the New Orleans Saints. I just haven't seen from Nate Davis. So Nate Davis, he's on the chopping block. I mean, there is a high possibility where if he doesn't show up, they're going to throw Dennis Kelly or Isaiah Wilson at guard, and they're just going to see what happens. And even though neither of them are natural guards at all, there's a potential that happens. Maybe even Corey Levin gets back in the conversation. I don't know. But Nate Davis, for right now, I don't think he has a solid guard on that position. No pun intended. And I think he is definitely number 1 Tennessee Titan, most likely to disappoint in 2020. So there you go. Those are my top 5 Tennessee Titans most likely to disappoint in 2020. Excuse me. What are your thoughts on this list? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.